Ahead of the election, special intensive revision has become the talk of the town for the state of Tamil Nadu, with the Chief Minister holding a special meeting and raising a lot of allegations against it. We have the state BJP leader, Vinod P. Selvam. Thank you so much for speaking to us. The Chief Minister now alleges that even the public are not well versed about SIR, and it has only been brought in by BJP and DMK to remove DMK from the power, BJP and AIADMK.
It is highly unfortunate that the head of a state, the chief minister, can speak so irresponsibly. I think he has to first come out of this addiction of just posting videos and thinking that he has achieved something great by doing them. Instead of focusing on the deteriorating law and order situation in the state or about the safety of the women, now and then he tries to distract people by talking about Hindi imposition, by talking about NEET, we're talking about AIMS, and now they're talking about SIR. SIR, as the CM knows, or I don't know if he knows, but it has been a practice which has been there ever since time immemorial. You know, a cleansing of the electoral roll is necessary from time to time. It is the duty of the state government to make sure that the BLOs who are going to the booths are well versed and they take the time to explain to the people and make them understand the process. And the DMK is fretting today because they know the strategy of victory for them. They've always been winning on the advantage that they have been doing several malpractices in elections, removing voters who will not be voting for them, and all this has been happening in the past. Now in Tamil Nadu, all political parties have enough number of BLAs, that is booth level agents, who are also capable enough and going and making people understand. So with such a strong network in hand, if the CM is trying to confuse the people and do fear mongering, just like how he spoke about delimitation, just like how he spoke about Hindi, now he's trying to do one fear mongering about SIR. So the Chief Minister believes that these are these are strategies to win elections. But unfortunately, it is going to backfire. It's going to be a shot in the foot for the DMK this time around, because people are aware of what is happening. And I also request all the citizens of the state to go through the process of SIR to figure out and make sure that their names are reflected in the electoral rolls, to avoid and to make sure that the DMK doesn't cast a vote on their name.
Well, on this side, Edappadi K, the opposition leader, goes ahead and says that why is DMK opposing SIR while it is the state government officers who are actually working for Election Commission, for which the Chief Minister has replied sarcastically, calling the opposition as brilliant minds, saying that once they come under the Election Commission, they work for the Election Commission and still does not trust SIR.
That is a very absurd thing to say. It is the same Election Commission which was in power, which has been conducting elections all throughout. Even when the DMK won the 2021 Assembly elections, it was the same election commission which was in charge of the electoral process when the DMK won all 39 seats in Tamil Nadu in the 2020 Parliament elections. So that time the election commission seemed right and fair to you, but today when the SIR is being conducted, you don't have confidence in that. Is a very double standard which the DMK always takes. So they are not clear about their stand. They are just trying to confuse people. And like how Edappadi K. Palaniswami has mentioned, all the people who are going out to the field, all the BLOs, are being paid by the state government. The election commission doesn't pay them. They are all on the payroll of the state government. So it is ultimately the duty of the election commission and the state government to make sure these BLOs are well versed in this process. Instead of doing that, do not come on TV and expose your inefficiency, your incapability over and over again, and embarrass the entire state because you represent Tamil Nadu. You're not an individual. So being a person representing the state, do not go and embarrass the people of the state on television is the only request we keep for the Chief Minister.
In a recent meeting, the Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has also said that the historic victory of DMK cannot be recreated, and he has called the opposition, claiming that they are threatening DMK as ignorant people, and he says that there is only one sun, one moon and one DMK.
There is only one son, that is the son of Karnanidhi, who is the CM now. There is only one son, who is the son of M.K. Stalin, who is Udhayanidhi Stalin, who has also become the deputy CM. And now there is one more son, the son of Udhayanidhi, who has already come into cinema, producing, acting movies, and I'm very sure that he is going to come to the throne. So it is a party of the son, there's no doubt about that. So the people were thinking it is SUN, but this is SON. That's the only difference between what the CM feels and what the people think about the DMK. So this family-run system has ruined the state of Tamil Nadu. industries are all leaving the state because of the inefficiency in managing the affairs by the DMK. So it is time that this party is sent home packing, and now trying to, and like the CMC is so contradicting. He is talking about an election mandate which no party can ever have. So who was in charge of those elections? The same election commission. So that time you felt proud and you felt pride in winning elections, but now you're scared because you know that you're at the back foot. You know people are not going to vote you back into power, and this probably could be the last election for the DMK. So that fear has started to creep into their systems, and that is the interviews which are being given and the statements which are being made are only a reflection of the fears of the DMK.
In the same meeting, Durai Murugan has also called it, and he called Udhayanidhi Stalin, the Deputy Chief Minister, as Rajendra Choran.
There could be no greater insult to a king like Rajendra Chola, who had transcended boundaries and taken the pride of the nation of Bharat across the seas. It is absolute Tamil pride that Rajendra Chola had, and comparing him and Udhayanidhi Stalin is nothing but absolute pure sycophancy. Senior ministers calling Udhayanidhi Stalin Anna, ministers who are, Anna basically means elder brother, but ministers who are 25, 30 years elder, having to call him Anna, falling on the feet, just goes to show the mindset of the DMK, the members and the family. So sycophancy is the only culture which is prevalent in the DMK, and that is what sustains these leaders to run along in the system of the DMK. So withstanding all that, we highly condemn this sort of a statement. It is an absolute mockery of Rajendra Chola, of trying to compare him with anyone, and that too with Udhayanidhi Stalin, is something which is absolutely unacceptable.
So much. That was Vehemently, who has very clearly mentioned that in the state of Tamil Nadu, SAR is required for free and fair election. With Irfan, Pramod Madhav, for today.